Now this goes out to all of my beautiful people. I'm J Star, you know it's nice to meet ya. 7:45 a.m. catch me on the morning meetup, hosted by David Shands.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Brand. Thank you, Jen. Excited to be here. We got some really cool stuff going on. I think Jen is going to drop it. We prepared a payment plan for those that want to come to the content creation bootcamp. And I just came up with this morning. I called Jen and I called Joe and I said, everybody that's going to be at the content creation bootcamp August 4th, 5th, and 6th, y'all know we bought out Top Golf for the evening, but we're all going to do breakfast that morning. I'm catering breakfast for the morning meetup for those that are in town for the content creation bootcamp. So we're probably going to cater breakfast, and then we'll do a podcast episode, and then you can go to your own devices and do whatever you want to do in the city, and then meet me back at Top Golf. Okay? All right. Just for those, if you're coming to the boot camp, we're just adding more just stuff. I just want to see y'all. But we got to get a head count so that I can know how much breakfast and stuff to buy. So I'll be wanting to do stuff. Just the fact that there's going to be kind of like a 3-day retreat where we all get together. So we're going to do breakfast. How y'all feel about that? Breakfast? Good? Good?
Yeah. Dave, can you teach us Monopoly? Can we do that at one of our kickbacks? Because
here's the thing. I would love to, but it's like one of those games. You can't really teach spades. I don't know if anybody teaches my spades. You already got to be good.
Yeah, you have to go to the kiddie table.
Yeah, you can teach spades, but you don't want them to be
but you got to hit the kiddie table first.
Yeah. So.
First of all,
you gotta learn at a young age.
You gotta learn.
Wait, let me tell you guys, Dave and his friends plays Monopoly in a way that I have never seen it. So no, they can't even teach you. I was like, what are they doing? It is extreme, okay? It's like extreme Monopoly.
Let's be like Hove and play with real money.
Let's jump into it, y'all. So we got a payment plan just for you all. So if you need a payment plan for the morning for the content creation bootcamp, we're literally 50% of tickets sold out already, which is really cool. And we're still a month out. We're more than a month out. So make sure you got plenty of time to make reservations. If you need a payment plan, put it in the chat. Just say, I need a payment plan. If you need a payment plan, just put it in the chat. I want to come. I need a payment plan, and that's all good. All right, cool. Let's get into this morning's discussion. The six-figure content creator, okay? The six-figure content creator. There's a simple formula. And we're going to go through step-by-step on how you can be a six-figure content creator. I think it's imperative that we learn how to create content. Okay. All right, cool. Oh yeah, we're gonna be sold out today. So okay, Trey put it in there, creatorsbootcamp.com/payment-plan. And you gonna be in the game. Okay. All right, bet. But please just get your seats immediately, okay, before we sell out. But six-figure content creator. Okay. It's very important that we all learn how to create content, because if we don't, your competition is going to eat your lunch. Think about it. Everybody is here in this morning meetup because somebody created some content. Think about it. The stuff that you buy on a regular basis was because the owner of the product created some content for you to consume and buy. That's why you bought it. And you say, now that's cool. The way they painted the picture, the way they told the story, the way they displayed it, the pictures that they took, what they posted, the ads that they're running, it's all content. So you need to learn how to create content. It's very important if you want the results in this day and age. Okay? So here we go. And I'm going to take it slow. Some of you might know this stuff already, but some of you don't. Who knows? The first thing we need to do, and okay, shout out to everybody on Instagram. If you need a payment plan, join the morning meetup. Join the morning meetup. or send me a DM. We'll figure it out. Okay. You have to have a product or service. I want you to be very clear on your product or service. Okay. We're going to take this step by step. How to be a six-figure content creator. We got to be very clear on our product or service. What do you offer? Let me see. Danny Renee. What is your product or service? Okay.
Sorry, I was having issues with my phone. Financial services, insurance, and investments. I did not expect you to call me.
I know. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. I still don't know what your product and service is.
Mutual funds and life insurance.
You sell mutual funds and life insurance?
Yes.
Okay. Thomas Wilson. What is your product or service?
Currently, my product or service is a podcast and like a research website, but mainly a podcast.
So you mean are you selling a podcast to somebody?
So I'm not selling it yet. I'm monetizing soon. We're launching the monetization
Gotcha.
Component of the podcast on Patreon. So that is
good.
So
okay. So if that's the case, the product is the Patreon. A product or service is something that you offer to somebody for money. It's an exchange. I want us to have a product or service. When I first started the podcast, the only reason I started the podcast is because I had a product or service that I was offering. I was doing a conference. So I created the podcast to sell the conference. If Marlon is going to speak at the conference, I'm going to interview Marlon and say, hey guys, if y'all look at them earlier episodes, every episode was ending with, hey y'all, if y'all want to come to the conference, y'all want to meet Marlon, make sure you go to realsocialproof.com and get your tickets. I was just selling the product or service through the podcast, but I was clear on what the product or service is. We need to know exactly what we're selling. Marlon, what are you selling? What's your product or service?
I sell a rental experience through rental cars.
He sells a rental experience through rental cars. I know. At the end of the day, I'm trying to sell you this rental experience. I want to give you this product or service in exchange for money. If we're going to be a six-figure content creator, we have to be very clear on what the product or service is. Now, let's talk about getting clear with the product or service. There was a time where Jen, she offered service on systems. I can help you with systems, which is cool, but very vague. But what happened was she put all of this information into a product. She has a book. It doesn't matter if she sells 1 or 10,000 of those. She knows that this is the product. Your product or service needs to be in a package with a price tag on it. Some of us have a product or service, but there's no price tag on it. And we're all over the place when somebody asks us, well, what do? We don't even know how to charge them. We say stuff like, what's your budget? Nothing wrong with it because I use that for certain situations. But in the very beginning, if we are going to be a six-figure content creator, I want us to be very clear on what the product or service is. We need to have it in a package, even if it's a service. Let's say you're a barber. A package says you get this, this, and this for this price. You can get a trim lineup in Beijing for this amount of money. We can put the magic marker on your beard and it looks full until you sweat hard, but this is the price for that. I'm asking everybody to be very, very clear on what your product or service is and how much it costs. I'm getting somewhere. This has everything to do with content creation. There's everything to do with content creation. Trust me. So I want us to be very clear on the product or service. We might have to spend some time doing that. It might take a week. It might take a couple of days. It might take, I was talking to my friend, he did consulting. I said, yo, what you probably need to do, especially when you want to make money through content creation, is just create a product, outline services, and put a price on it that everybody will pay so that people know. So with the boot camp, right, there's specific offerings. You get this. You get breakfast. You get Top Golf this day, dinner, this day, dinner. All this in a package. Here's the price. Now, if I'm very clear on the product or service, we can move to the next stage, which is the specific audience. Who are we selling this product or service to? I promise you this is a training on content creation. We're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. But first, some of you are going to be unsuccessful in creating content because you're getting on social media and you're just talking or you're just doing stuff. But we need to be specific on the product or service, then be very specific on who we're talking to. So we talk about it all the time. I need an avatar. Get to know this person and put a name on that person. Okay? And the reason you really need to have an avatar and not necessarily an age range, because some people say, well, my product or service is t-shirts, right? And my audience is people from 18 to 35. Question for you. Does an 18-year-old and a 35-year-old dress the same?
No.
They don't. 18-year-olds wear shorts above their knees. Now, I'm 35 or 36. I'm 36, and I'm just now wearing shorts above my knees. That's only because I'm trying to be trendy, and I'm trying to be young. So I'm exceptionally fly. And I'm not really big on dressing like that, so I just do whatever I see. But for the most part, an 18-year-old and a 36-year-old don't dress the same. So when we're creating content, we have a product, but now our product is, we're trying to reach the 18-year-old and the 35-year-old, which confuses the 18-year-old because the 18-year-old says, well, some of that stuff look it's a little old for me. The 35-year-old says, I wouldn't wear that. That's a little too young. The cut of it, I wouldn't fit. So nobody can say, yo, this brand is for me. Now, here's the crazy thing. When you're very specific, you say, well, my avatar is a young lady, age 32, and all of the products that I make is for this 32-year-old, it's not saying that a 16-year-old won't buy it, or an 18-year-old won't buy it, or a 21-year-old won't buy it. That's not what I'm saying. However, it helps with your consistency in messaging if the product or service is targeted towards that one person, because it never, your messaging never changes. If the age range is 18 to 35, your messaging will forever change because you're talking to the 18-year-old today and you're talking to the 35-year-old tomorrow. And then tomorrow the 18-year-old says, well, this message isn't necessary for me. But today the 35-year-old is saying, yeah, you're talking to an 18-year-old. I don't talk like that. I want you to know who you're talking to. This is very important. I promise you, I'm doing a training on content creation right now. I promise you. So first, let's be clear on the product or service. Next, let's be very clear on the audience. And once you know who you're talking to, you can speak directly to the need of the person that you know intimately. I know my avatar's problems. I know what my avatar is going through. I know how they feel. I know what my avatar does on the weekends. One avatar, put a name on that avatar, and write out as much stuff as you can think of to connect with that particular avatar. Okay? Okay, great. So first, what was number one, Brandon? What's the first thing we got to get clear on? Brandon Sykes?
The first thing we have to get clear on is, what is our product?
Yeah, what is the product or service? Absolutely. Jerome, midget? Is it midget or?
It's midget.
Midget. Okay, midget in French.
Yes, my family was Cajun.
Good. Okay. What is number two?
Number two is who is it for? You have to have an avatar, and the product is, for me, I wrote a book titled "Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It."
Yeah. How much is that book?
$29.95.
$29.95. Who's it for?
It's for anyone who wants to.
No.
Okay, so my target. Here's my target. Okay, so here's my target. Really, here's my target. My target is church folks.
No. All right, go on mute, midget. Okay, Marlon. I'm coming right back to you, Jerome. Okay, Marlon.
Let's talk
What's
about
your product? What's your product?
I will say I do two different things. My business is the rental cars. I sell the rental car experience. However, my content creation, I am selling.
No. Golly, what's going on here?
I'm gonna get to it.
Ariel, no, Ariel, conversation. Hold on. I'm coming back. Midget, I'm coming back to you too. Ariel, what's your product or service?
I coach people to go from employees to entrepreneurs.
How much does it cost?
It's 60 or 1,600.
What do they get for it?
They get 8 weeks of coaching.
Good. Who is your product service for?
A 27-year-old girl named Jessica.
Yes. Jessica. In every video, she's talking to Jessica. Midget, what is your product?
My product is knowledge, a book.
It's a book. How much is the book?
Book is $29.95.
$29.95. Who is your product for?
Elder Bob.
Elder Bob. I like it. Tell me a little bit about Elder Bob.
Elder Bob used to be in church, grew up in church. His dad was a pastor. He got disgruntled because he had a lot of questions about the reason God made a woman from a rib. And no one can answer that question for him. So he just remained in church, but he remained silent with these questions. And he was very, very disgruntled, but nobody knew it. Yeah. All he does is go through motions.
I love it.
All right, listen, every single week, every episode, you hear me talking about themorningmeetup.com. It's the community. Let me show you what's happening here. Every single morning, Monday through Friday, there's 400 plus people on a Zoom call, right? We're learning, we're talking, we're growing together, and this is you. There's all these people here. It's all these people in the morning meetup. Hundreds of people reading books, growing. We get together quarterly. It's amazing. And for some reason, you just keep looking at, just go to themorningmeetup.com and get in the circle. And then you'll be like way happier. Just themorningmeetup.com. Let's get back to the episode.
What kind of car does Elder Bob drive?
Elder Bob, he drives a Mercedes-Benz CLS 550.
Yeah. Jerome, you can see this person. Which now when we start creating content, we're talking straight to Elder Bob because we know what their problem is. And you start to get people that follow you that say, yo, it seems like every video you're talking directly to me. It is because you fit the profile of Elder Bob. It is not jumping all around to different church folk or anybody who does, we're not talking to them. And we will be talking to them. Okay. And some people just miss it. And they feel if you get too granular on talking to one person, then I'm going to miss out on everybody else. And that's not the case. I'm telling you. And you just got to trust me, y'all. So thank you so much, Mr. Majette. So you got it right, and I call you by your real name. Okay. I appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, cool. All right, I think we got it. Very specific on the product or service. We need to put it in a package. You get this, and this for this price. Jerome says you get a book with X amount of pages and it's this price. We have a package. We can sell that thing. And now we're talking to a very specific person when we start creating content. Okay, great. Okay. Now, there's a few things that we have to do when we start creating content. And obviously going to the boot camp will teach you how to create, what it looks like, all that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to give you a few steps after we're mapping this thing out. So first, product or service. 2, specific person. Next, we have to display proficiency through volume. We have to show people that we're not a one-trick pony. We have to show people, Ariel, that I can teach a lot of stuff about what you're going through, Avatar. My well doesn't run dry of information. Alex said something really interesting. He said, if you feel like you're giving out too much information, it simply means you don't know enough. Because if you have 20 pieces of information that can help somebody and you don't want to give out the 20, that simply means that you don't know enough. I don't own the rights to those bars. That was Alex Good Energy. You need to be proficient through volume. I can listen, this is some stuff that I'm going to teach at the Content Creation Bootcamp. That doesn't mean I'm running out of information. I got a week worth. I could do a bootcamp every single day for the next year. So when I'm on here giving you some game on content creation, the well's not running dry. I'm not running out of information. I can come up with formulas and teaching points all day, every single day, because I'm showing proficiency through volume. Most people don't create content because they don't have enough information. But I'm about to give you the hack. Go on Google and find out some facts about your particular industry. Come on social media and you teach it. The internet's not running out of information on content creation or how to become a better father or how to do hair or how to build a business or how to become whole. The problem is you only got 3 steps on how to be whole, and that is all the 3 steps in your book, and that's all the information you got. So you're not creating content because you don't want to give the whole book away. I could literally, what's crazy is I could literally take my book, read my book every single day, every word in the book every single day, and I'll sell more books, even though I gave them all the information. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of giving out too much information. Okay? All right, cool. So volume. You have to prepare yourself to give to display proficiency through volume. Because if you give out a lot of information, people start to trust you. Number 2, you have to build trust through consistency. One part is displaying proficiency through volume. The second part is we have to build trust through consistency, meaning, can I come to your page every day and find out something new consistently? I'm not talking about, because you could take the one thing and say, I want to build proficiency through volume. And today I make 10 posts. And then tomorrow I do nothing. The next day I do nothing. The next day I do nothing. And the next day I make 10 posts. Meaning you made 20 posts throughout the week. And you'd be inclined to say, I made 20 posts throughout the week. But let me tell you what will be more proficient or more effective. If you made 1 post a day, every day throughout the week. And you're like, hold on, Dave. You said we need volume. Yes, that's the first part. The volume is the 20, but you have to blend it with consistency. What's more important is the consistency. I'd rather you post one thing every single day to your avatar than post 20 things that's crammed in 2 or 3 days. I need you to show up every day. That's how you build trust. I can trust that Martin is going to come on every Thursday at 8:00. I trust the network. So much so that I can say, friends, come through. We're going to watch Pizza. We're going to watch the new episode of Martin. Or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But whenever the show comes on, I can trust that they're going to be there the same time every single day. I'm going to post something every day. Because I want people to trust the fact that, if you ain't come to my page for a while, you missed something. If you ain't been on my page in 3 days, you're gonna have some content to consume. So number 1 is we have to build, we have to become proficient through volume, and then we build trust through consistency. Okay. Number 3, show growth through duration. Show growth through duration. Duration. Meaning, we not only have to have volume, we have to have a bunch of stuff out there. We not only have to be consistent, but we have to be consistent for a long period of time. The reason most of us aren't growing is because we can't be consistent for a long period of time. Every day for the last 3 years, I've shown up on social media, which means, and I don't give a lot of volume. Like my man, my D, volume. My man, he posts 2-3 times a day, every day. My commitment is 1. But I got years of this stuff. I've shown proficiency through I got a whole lot. If you search my name on YouTube or you just scroll through Instagram, there's a volume. There's a lot there. So I know what I'm talking about. And I've been very, very consistent. There's no gaps. There's no gap. I didn't take a summer off. Never taken a week off. I've taken a week off on vacation, but I still posted something. It's a lifestyle. And you can trust me, okay? And we show growth through duration. And when I say show growth through duration, that simply means you can scroll back to my content 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and you can see the growth from 5 years ago to today. Can I do that with you? For one, it's going to be really hard for you to go back to all of it because I got the volume and I was consistent. The duration part. How long can we be giving this message? Y'all know how long I've been doing events? Y'all, you know how long I've been doing calls? Since I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. Remember I was telling y'all I did the call every Monday night at midnight at 12 o'clock midnight. Every Monday for 2 years straight. That's 104 calls. I knew the importance and the power of consistency. I understood it. And I said, y'all can build this following. Here's what's crazy. I didn't have a product or service. I was just doing it. I was a contentpreneur. And I realized that shot me in the foot. I would have, there was hundreds of people that would join these weekly calls. And once I launched my coaching program, there was 8 that actually bought. 8. It got can you imagine 400 people on a call every single day, every single Monday. And once I offer you an offer to pay 8 people, it's hard to pay somebody that's not charged for a long time. That's why it's important. We got to have the product or service let me not go ahead of myself because I'm going to talk about that in 2 seconds. Okay. What was number 1? Who's taking notes? TJ, what was number 1? TJ. Okay. Brandon.
Like your product or service. My bad, Jay.
What?
Have your product or service. Have something to sell.
Yes, product or service. Number 2.
Be clear.
TJ.
Know who you're selling to. Can you hear me?
Know who you're selling to. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Ask the brand master. Okay. We went through a few things just now that we need to take into consideration after the audience. What was the first?
Proficiency through volume.
Yes. Display proficiency through volume. Absolutely. Payroll. What was number 2?
Payroll was good.
Payroll.
It's build trust through consistency.
Build trust through consistency. Absolutely. Kefa, am I saying that right? Kefa? Cafe?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
What was number 3?
I actually just got back in a meeting. I do apologize. I'm not prepared.
That's okay. It happens. I appreciate the honesty. Brand, what was number 3?
Show growth through direct.
Yeah, well, thanks, Brent. His voice got deep, suppose. All right, show growth through duration. Okay, number 4. Okay, y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? For number 4?
Yes.
This is good. Make an offer regularly. Number 4, make an offer regularly. You have to regularly make an offer on a regular basis. Remember, for 2 years, I'm feeding people. There was thousands of people who joined this morning call over 2 years, 2 long years. And now I make an offer 2 years later and 8 people actually pay. Because I didn't make an offer regularly. We're talking about creating content, okay? That's why it's important to have the product or service, because we got to know what we're offering. I want you to make an offer regularly, but not all the time. You got to give value, and then you got to make an offer. But people need to know you for the person who has an offer. That's why the topic of this call is a 6-figure content creator, not just a content creator. If we're going to make bread, and it changed my life. I did an interview with King Ashley Ann. This is what changed it for me. She said, yo, you always got to be making an offer, or they look at you as the free person, and people don't pay the free person. They don't even take you seriously. There are some people that are super good at what they do. They got all this right. I'm talking about they're displaying proficiency through volume. They're building trust through consistency, right? They've been doing it for a long time, but they're not making an offer. And they will, listen, people don't hold you in a high regard when you're just giving out free game forever. If you want to run this bag up, you got to be clear on the product or service so you can make that offer regularly. People need to know you have something to offer. You wouldn't believe how many of your friends don't know you sell something. I would say stupid stuff like, everybody knows I got a t-shirt brand. Everyone. And then one of my friends said, yo, you still selling them t-shirts? This was like when I was actively selling the t-shirts. He said, you still sell t-shirts? I'm like, why would you ask me a question like that? I do this every day. But I wasn't posting content. I wasn't saying, yo, I got this new shirt y'all can buy on a regular basis. I'm leaving money on the table. You think people know you have something to offer, and they don't. So make an offer regularly. Make an offer regularly, but not all the time. Don't be salesy. Okay? Offer value, but sell. So every day I'm going to tell y'all about this content creation bootcamp, of course, until it's sold out. But I'm making an offer regularly. But I'm also giving you value. So for the people who you're not coming to the content creation bootcamp, that's okay. You're still going to say, yo, I got some major value. I didn't buy, but I got some major value. Well, you'll buy something from me. Like people on Instagram right now, you're gonna buy something from me. Because 1, you're always gonna know I have something to offer, and 2, I'm gonna be consistent through volume. Duration. Okay. And number 5, drum roll please. Number 5. Track your growth. You've got to track the growth. Gotta track the growth. Success is simply math. It's an equation. It's math. If you want to win, you just got to do the number. You got to run the numbers. What's working, what's not working? I'm looking at my analytics every single day. I'm looking at the analytics. The other day, my views dropped off. It was crazy because normally I'm going to have 60 to 70,000 views every 48 hours on my YouTube. That joint went down to like 30 something. I said, oh no. I think primarily because I couldn't like upload videos while I was on vacation. And I said, oh no, look on my page now. There's more clips from the podcast than in any other short period of time because I'm looking at the numbers. And then the numbers went back up. I noticed that the numbers fell off, and it was a direct relation for me not posting because I couldn't, while I was out of town, I couldn't like download and Dropbox. The internet was just trash. So I'm looking at the numbers and I'm saying, oh, it's got to be this. I wasn't promoting it like that. Oh, let me start promoting more videos, clips from the podcast, and it shot back up. Success is math. It's simply an equation. But you got to track the growth. You got to track the growth, or you won't know what's working and what's not working. It's 8:54.
Come join the most amazing live mentorship and accountability group for entrepreneurs every morning. The Morning Meetup. Do you have a business idea you need to get off the ground? Do you currently work a 9-to-5 and are looking for supplemental income? Come and network with like-minded individuals and take your business to the next level. Every morning from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with David Shands and friends. Try the Morning Meetup today for just $1. Head over to themorningmeetup.com. That's themorningmeetup.com.